My name's Aaron. I'm part of the Screaming Eagles Living History group. We're a Kent-based group. I'm currently portraying a member of Easy Company, and currently I have a BAR. Now the 101st weren't issued these, but they did see combat during Normandy. So yeah, but I scared everything's set up for an BAR. So a lot of the men of Easy Company would have had one of these. This is an M1 Garand service rifle. They're a Winchester and Springfield. It's a semi-automatic rifle, clip-fed. Unfortunately, due to UK laws, we can't have it open, but sure. As you would pull this back, the bolt will retract, and then you'll be able to put something like this, which is called the Garand clip. This is 30-06 rounds in a clip-fed magazine, 8 rounds. Will be inserted into here. The cock and lever will go forward, and then you're ready to fire. Once all 8 rounds have been spent, on that 8th round, you'll get the famous cling, and then more fun reloading.
Okay.
So, unfortunately I'm not wearing the kit, but this is for a BAR.
Yes.
It is quite similar to an M1, again cartridge belts, but a lot of men in Easy Company had rigger pouches, not cartridge belts.
And a BAR would be a team of 2?
A BAR is a team of 1.
Oh, is it?
Yes. So, the BAR is a clip-fed rifle, magazine, sorry, which holds 20 rounds, again, the 30-06. So the ammunition is the same with the M1 and the BAR and the Springfield.
Okay.
Thankfully, this one does dry fire. Yeah. The idea of this was it is a light support weapon, kind of a bit easier to replace the 30 cal. And again, less men, easier to run, but very heavy.
So you're a single man running the whole thing yourself?
Yes, this would be a single man's weapon. Again, the Airborne didn't use these a lot in Normandy, but there were moments they would have found them.
Okay. And your kit, so starting with jacket and trousers.
So, trousers are just your standard parachuter's trousers with 2 large pouches. Moving down from there, you've got your famous, infamous Cochrane's. Very light for 101st and a lot of the Airborne. On my left, I've got the Hawkins mine with the early fuse plate and 2 tourniquets. So a lot of the men would have grabbed what they had before D-Day. A lot of the beds had kind of white straps, which are very similar to this. And it's just easier to put knives, jump knives, anything you can put on you because you've got land, you need everything there. Okay. Then going up, I have my jacket, which is the 42 jacket. See, I've personalised my one. Extra pocket. Cigarettes. Just a little tweaks to change uniform. If you can get anything on you, you'll bring it. Now moving into it, I have my 1911.
And that's, they would do that?
Yes, the infamous chap was called Forrest Guth. So in the group I do portray him. Obviously I'm using a BAR, he never used one. He had an M1, he was a corporal. This was a M1 Garand bandolier that I've converted so I can put cigarettes.
So he stitched it into his shirt. Right.
And he also had 2 extra pockets on the back, which is hard to see, but if you can get the pockets, you can get them on you. It's just more stuff to take, less to worry about. Moving in, I've got my compass. I've attached to my right top pocket.
And anyone would carry one of those, or a sergeant, or just
anyone?
Anyone who wanted
one. It was just kind of the idea is to get your bearings, because once you landed in Normandy, you kind of would need to know where you were going. So
you could land alone.
Yes, you could. I think a few might have landed alone.
Yeah. Okay.
But they all had their rendezvous points. So standard issue compass.
Okay.
Moving more central, I have my 1911, issued to officers and NCOs, hence I'm the corporal. Standard 9mm, very lovely gun, very sought after the Germans, again likewise for the Americans, the Ludes.
Right. And worn across the chest like that?
Yes.
For jump or general?
General purpose. So there are 2 variations. You have this one, which is the chest holster, and you also have the side holster, which we saw a lot of MPs wearing them. I don't have one on me. We didn't use them.
Right.
So moving off to the left, you've got extra magazine pouch.
Oh, for your pistol, right? Yes.
It can be put onto weapon, but I've put it on here because again I'm running the configuration of a BAR.
It's overloaded with BAR, yeah. Okay. Pineapple grenade.
Yep. So this is a standard American pineapple grenade. You see in a lot of photos there were some yellow ones. They were training ones. or was it high explosive now? Don't remember too well. But a lot of men were issued these. Again, these wouldn't be seen ideally on your kit. It'll be in pockets or stored away in a general service bag, which is on the back of me. We'll get to that later. But yeah, everyone knows the score. Pull the pin, let the latch fall off, and throw it as far as you can.
Okay. I'm seeing 5-6 pouches, so 6 times 20.
120 rounds, yes. So going back to the BAR, I'm running the configuration of the BAR rig. Each pouch holds 2 mags. This is an early one. 20 rounds of 30-06. These were the earlier mags because they were polarized. These are the war mags because they're a lot easier to make. Again,
So you can get through them.
Yeah.
Would other men in your squad be carrying rounds for you? Not
Predominantly
really.
with the 30 cal, a lot of the men would have carried extra ammo, but again, the 30 cal, the M1, the BAR all ran off 30-06 ammunition. So in a sense, everyone had that ammo.
Yes.
It was very.
So riflemen could help
The
you
same
out.
with the British Army
Right.
back in World War II. The Brain gun and the Enfield all 303 rounds.
Okay.
So we put them back in there. I got them back in there. Sorry.
In combat, a soldier would pick those up to keep them, or would they be discardable? I know reenactors do it because
today's you would never want to discard one of these.
No.
But, back then, I believe they probably would have just discarded it because back then they were made in the thousands.
Yeah.
So they would have easily picked these up. Again, the Airborne were not issued these. I've come across either a wreck of a glider or of a trooper who sadly passed, who would have had a BAR, or I would have met up with someone from Utah who may have not won a trade.
So they didn't drop with
so
those. Glider troops did.
The glider troops did, and a lot of the amphibious troops did.
Right.
So a lot of the Rangers, 29th Infantry, and especially the gliders, a few 82nd lads would have had them, but ideally parachuting out with one of those would not be very good because I think you would break and the gun wouldn't. They did see a lot more use in Bastogne. That's when ammo was getting scarce and they needed more firepower. Everything was quite limited.
Okay.
There we go. That's the one. I'll say moving for the back. You've got your standard musette pouch. That will hold spare clothes, food, rations, extra ammo, basically anything you'd want to take with you in combat. Below that, I have the general service bag. It's kind of an extension of the musette pack. Again, I can have ammunition, grenades, bombs, etc.
You're carrying a lot of gear.
Yes, the idea is you are kind of in a sense a walking tank. You need to have everything on you. Be ready for any situation. So in my general service bag, I have a mismatch of Lucky Strike cigarettes, anything extra, more grenades, a lot more grenades, and something else that you did see quite a lot of use, which is British Army gammon bomb, gammon grenade.
Right.
This is very high explosive, designed to take out very small bridges, tanks, armoured vehicles. They did see a lot of use in Normandy.
Right.
And to get one of these, yeah.
Why have you got one?
Oh, I wanted it.
101st, how would you get access to that?
I believe, because they are a British design, I believe you probably would have gone through stores, anyone with demolitions. They got the job done. Everyone was issued and can get their hands on the standard pineapple grenades.
Yes.
But these were a bit sought after and very rare.
Right.
I say it's good to have. It shows anyone has any questions.
Sure.
Again, just a lot more stuff. Again, general purpose. What I'm doing now.
Just got a question about the gloves. Would they? I mean, they're going to stop you burning your hands, like if you're jumping and stuff. But in combat, would they have used them much?
In combat, they may have seen use. Predominantly, as well on the 30 cal, when you are firing in a position and you need to move quick, sometimes when you touch a barrel, it's very hot.
Yes.
So you probably see maybe occasional photos of just the one glove on, so you can hold the 30 cal, grab the barrel. That's what I do with mine, hence why it's red.
Okay.
It's all burnt out. But they were seen mainly as you jumped because you've got the harnesses, the riggers. When you jump out, you don't have any nasty cuts. And so they're just a bit of leather, the infamous yellow. I'd say every trooper would have been issued a pair of these, and so they do come help handy, and you do wear them sometimes in combat.
All right. I think we're up to the badge. So you have no invasion Flag sewn on.
No, I can get back to that on that one.
Okay.
So a lot of times in pictures you'll see a lot of troops with the infamous American flag. Predominantly the 82nd had them. 101st did not drop with the American flag.
Right.
They did have them in Holland, but they took them off pretty quickly. But yeah, during Normandy we did not wear them.
So you have your 101st badge.
So I've got my Screaming Eagle on top of my secondary pouch.
Okay.
And I believe, yeah, going back to the webbing, you've got your very personal first aid kit. Every man was issued these. You work on yourself before you work on somebody else. Obviously the idea is to be able to get to it quickly. They did have various colours. I think red, yellow and green. I might be mistaken, but for now mine's green. Mine is still sealed, so I don't really want to undo that one.
Oh, an original. Oh boy. Okay.
Moving on to the side, I've got my M3 fighting knife. Now, a lot of troops would have had this strapped to their leg. However, because I'm running the BAR and I've got the Garand bomb, I've decided to hook it onto my BAR belt. Very infamous M3 fighting knife. Sadly, this is not original, this is an old repo.
Okay.
So this would be designed, the idea on your leg. A lot of them did have them here, strapped. It's just if you got caught up in a pinch in a tree, you cut yourself down. Another knife that I have.
I was going to ask the secret.
I have a very secret engineer's.
Yeah.
So inside this pocket, I have a tiny engineer's knife. This isn't an original. Again, this could be used to cut down rope. It's a lot easier to get to than your leg, or if you're that much in a pinch.
Were Germans aware of that?
No, a lot of them I don't think were. And inside here I've got the cricket as well.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Oh, it's the communication.
Yes, the cricket. Click once, get two to respond, or flash or thunder.
Flash.
If you didn't have your cricket on hand, I believe. And then I think it's the water. And again, everyone needs hydration. There are two variations of this one, or there's a few actually. My one is the 1918 jerry can. Very old. Do not drink out of this. Again, 1918, there's the date. These were very early in the war. They did see use, but then you see a lot more that changed to the kind of like a Bakelite plastic material. And that was more predominantly used, and then from then on it just developed into the jerry can thing. Every American soldier and every GI was issued with a standard M1 helmet. These were early designs, had a front seam, which when you see in museums, a lot of them have cracks around the edge just because of the stress of the press. And obviously the paint's starting to wear away just from firing, manoeuvring, running through trees, you know, the standard everyday wear. Got the infamous Ace of Spades, which is the 506 Easy Company Battalion. And I got the scrim net with scrim because when they landed they wanted scrim. After the Holland they kind of went just to netting, and then Bastogne you'd see a lot of just bare lids. Inside is a configuration of the Paratrooper with a reinforced lining, the chin strap, and your leather band. And to the rear of the helmet I have my NCO vertical stripe. Lieutenants, anything high was, oh sorry, that's vertical, this is horizontal, my mistake.
Yes.
Yeah. So this would just be for NCOs, tech corporals, any of the kind of NCO status. Oh, and there's that infamous crack.
Yes, I can see it, yep.
Yeah. But again, this is the proper helmet because this is the fixed D-bow helmet, not the swivel one. By that, all it is a little bit of metal that's welded to the side of the helmet. And then obviously a lot you see now have the classic swivel joint.
As signs you see in films.
So a lot of films, especially like The Longest Day, you see a lot of the 82nd or sometimes 101st with a first aid pouch. I don't have one on me. They did used to have them strapped anywhere, but the 101st did not do that. The 82nd did it a lot. They had the little front. It was just an area to kind of attach it because it just ran off two cotton straps. You can tie through the netting. Nothing to worry about. It's easy to get to, which is the main thing. But yes, no, the 101st, especially the men of Easy Company, did not run with the first aid at the top or anywhere else in the helmet.